All right, enough England, enough Serbia. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Spain begin the tournament with a 3-0 thumping of Croatia, Jules. 46% possession, speedy wingers, Fabian Ruiz hitting the ball into space. No tiki-taka inside. We're done with this stereotype.
And I hope people listen and watch our preview of the Euros, because that's exactly what we said about Spain. We said, forget about what you saw before. Sometimes very sterile possession. With De La Fuente, it's very different. You saw that pass from Ruiz, from Morata on the first goal. And you saw, like you said, for the first time since the 2008 Euros final against Germany, 136 games, Spain didn't have more possession than the opposition. Like you said, different mentality, different philosophy. It worked. If you look deeper to the stats, Croatia had higher expected goals. They obviously missed a penalty. So, yes, it's a good win from Spain. It was not all perfect, and they won't get carried away. But it's great to start like that.
I think with Nacho and Lenormand at the back and Cucurella, I think it's good that they don't get carried away.
Yeah, exactly. Host nation Germany also start with a victory. A huge 5-1 destruction of Scotland. Gab, you were there. What did you learn?
I didn't learn much.
Okay.
And the reason I didn't learn much is it's really hard to tell how good Germany are, because Scotland were really so poor, and then they went down to 10 men, and then they were negative. To take off, you're losing 3-0. What do you do? Oh, you've had a man sent off. So let me take off a center forward so I can turn my 5-4-1 into a 5-4-0. But a lot of enthusiasm. I think nerves were definitely steadied. I wrote a whole piece about it. I made the analogy with, you don't drink, you wouldn't get this, but like sometimes you might get a double shot of scotch when you got to calm yourself down before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is kind of what it felt like. You don't want false courage, but Vert's fantastic. Musiala, very good coming inside. Havertz still the best on earth. I think it's very, very obvious.
Of course.
A word on Robert Andrich. I don't know how much there is upstairs with this guy. To get yourself booked in this game, when you're 2-0 up at home in the opener, you're the only holding midfielder on the team, and you get yourself booked for a foul in the opposition half to stop who? Scott McFreaking-Tominey.
Yeah.
Not smart. Not smart, Robert.
So that's why you came off halftime. You only played 45 minutes.
Exactly. Switzerland down Hungary 3-1 as Quadro Dois comes out of nowhere to score the opener.
Oh, I love him.
Jules, did we underrate Murat Yakin's boys a little?
Well, I don't think we underrated them. We underrated Yakin himself. We said quite criticized back home. We're not really too convinced about him. But they played well. And that first goal, the Dua one, great build-up without Bisher too. And the way they finished that, and to go 1-0 up against a team like Hungary, which the whole game plan is to defend for as long as possible and then try to hit the counter. Then that's it. Then I think Hungary were just like, okay, what do we do now? And didn't have much of an idea. So good win, good start for them in a group where really you would fancy the Swiss to finish behind Germany in second place and qualify. And also that took a bit of pressure, I think, off Yakin and stopped the criticism a little bit for now, certainly.
Yeah, I think defensively, Hungary really all over the place. And I think it's going to be really hard for them to keep their level. But again, you look at the players, they are what they are.
Yeah, definitely. Slovenia Denmark battled to a 1-1 draw yesterday as Christian Eriksen makes his return to the Euros with a goal 3 years and 4 days after his frightening collapse onto the pitch. Gab, did Denmark throw this away? And which striker did you prefer, Højlund or Sesko?
Well, in this game, 100% Sesko.
Yeah, that half volley on the post was something else.
I mean, honestly, you don't realize, with Leipzig, I guess everybody moves quickly around him. So, but you don't realize how fast he is for a big man when the game's kind of slowed down in this sort of context. I thought Slovenia could have gotten more out of it, should have gotten more out of it. Word on Eriksen, obviously, it is hugely emotional to see him out there. Look, we've seen him play it's not like he went away, but he's still somebody who's playing with. Was effectively, maybe it's not technically called a pacemaker. You're the doctor out of the two of us. But it's still something that he wouldn't be given a license to play. In Italy, there's a reason he had to leave Inter, you're not allowed to play with it. I don't know what would happen if the Euros were in Italy, whether he could even play there. So I don't know how good Denmark are going to be. I was not really impressed. I don't think they're going to have the sort of run that they had last time around because there's a lot of pieces that I think where they need to do better. But I was really impressed with Slovenia, and I think it's a huge point for them.
They just never gave up, did they?
No.
Which was good to see, although there's a big chance for Julien that Oblak saves, from the cross, the human cross, I think it was, a cross goal. And then if he scores that, it's 2-0 up, and then the rest is different. But they came back into the game, got a bit lucky, came back, and then you're right, at the end could even have won it.